It's time. The New York Knicks must trade Julius Randle. If the New York Knicks have any aspirations in the near future of trying to compete for a championship, let alone make a conference finals, if they have aspirations higher than being a second round exit, it needs to be done. It is time. The New York Knicks must trade Julius Randle. He is a cancer to this basketball team. He is a cancer to this organization. He does not help you win games. He helps you lose games. And he did that exactly today against the Orlando Magic. Julius Randle, from tip to the final buzzer, was lazy, did not try, played selfish basketball, and did nothing to rep what is across his chest. He continues to play for the name on his back. He does nothing for what is said right here on the jersey. He must go. You will never, ever, ever be an elite basketball team in the NBA as long as Julius Randle is on your roster. It will never happen. It will never, ever happen. And it's not because of what he did against, or the lack of what he did against the Orlando Magic. It's not the fact that he played like a total asshole against the Memphis Grizzlies. It's not the fact that he didn't try against the Dallas Mavericks. It's the fact that he's done all this and continually does all this after being the worst playoff performer in New York Knicks history. I'll say that again. If he played great in the playoffs, if he showed up when the lights were the brightest, I would give him more slack. I would give him more benefit of the doubt. But the facts are the facts. He is the worst player in the history of the New York Knicks franchise to ever play in the playoffs. He is the reason you lost to the Atlanta Hawks, and he is the reason you lost to the Miami Heat. And if you need to see more proof that the solution is not him, and that the solution is to trade Julius Randle, I don't know what to tell you. Because if you don't trade Julius Randle right now, and you go into the playoffs, and he does what Julius Randle does, which is shoot less than 40% from the field in the playoff, and piss down his leg like a puppy, nobody in the NBA will want him. What I'm scared of is there's already nobody that wants him. There is nobody in the NBA that's actually trying to win games that wants him. Maybe you can sell him to a team like the Washington Wizards, or you can sell him to a team like the Charlotte Hornets that are just trying to put butts in seats. But he will never, ever, ever be wanted by someone that is serious about winning. He's too inefficient. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't play for his teammates. And overall, he is soft. He is not clutch. When have you ever said Julius Randle is a clutch player outside of hitting a fall-away three out of the baseline against the Miami Heat? That was a chuck and pray on a game in April. Julius Randle, you are terrible at basketball when it matters. You were awful today. 5 of 18. And on top of that, you missed 2 clutch free throws. When the game was on the line, with you to come in there, put your cape on, and come save the day for the New York Knicks, you choked. You were afraid. You let the pressure get to you. As soon as the New York Knicks trade Julius Randle, they will improve their title odds. And it ain't about getting an upgrade. It's about getting someone that makes you better. He got lit up by Chuma Okeke in the first half. 3 after 3 after 3. He also didn't box out. How many times did Patatse beat him for an offensive rebound? In a game where Isaiah Hartenstein got hurt. Not hurt. He did not get hurt. I apologize. In a game where Goga Patatse dominated the glass. In a game where Isaiah Hartenstein was out for most of the game due to foul trouble. You didn't control the glass. You didn't protect the rim. You didn't even make shots. That's all you do. What was it? 39 minutes, and you had 6 rebounds. But this is the most telling stat to me. 2 of 9 from 3. You didn't want to play today. You didn't want to get downhill. You didn't want to attack the rim. You wanted to coast and hang out on the three-point line and shoot threes. You did it at 22%, which is pretty much your season average. You shoot 28% from there. Until the Knicks trade Julius Randle, they are pretenders. You will never be contenders with him on your team. At the power forward in the NBA, what do you need? Defense and shot making. He doesn't defend, and he's inefficient. He doesn't make your team better. He makes nobody on your team better. I would like to see Jalen Brunson play on a team without Julius Randle and see how well he could play. I'll summarize it all to say this. The Knicks had to go out and add a player like Dante DiVincenzo who helps you on the margins and does all the little things. The Knicks had to do that same thing with Josh Hart. They had to do that same thing with Isaiah Hartenstein. They had to do that with the same thing for OG Anunoby, the guy that does the little things, the guys that do the dirty work. You know why? Because he is afraid to do it. Because he doesn't want to. Because that's not his game. Until you trade this man, you will continue to be what you are, which is a pretender in the Eastern Conference. What do you think? Should the Knicks trade him? I don't even think you need an upgrade. I think you need a serviceable player, maybe two serviceable players that make your team better, because he does not do that right now. Y for yes, M for no. If you're typing no, I don't know what you're watching. I would actually question if you are even watching. He is a cancer to the New York Knicks. We'll break down more about the game in a game where the Knicks got 20 points from Deuce McBride. They lost. Go to factormeals.com/KnicksChat50. Use the promo code KnicksChat50, and you're going to get 50% off your first order with Factor. Chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals that are fresh and never frozen. They've got keto options. They've got high-protein options, calorie-conscious options, and so much more that you can eat for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. It's factormeals.com/KnicksChat50, promo code KnicksChat50. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. Came down to the fourth quarter. It was 89-81, and we said on our live stream, first team to 100 would win. Thing is, the Knicks scored 5 points. He scored 5 points from that moment, and it was because they didn't have anyone that could get a bucket. The New York Knicks missed 10 of their final 12 shots. They were 1 of 4 from the free throw line in the final 5 minutes. You got 20 points from Deuce McBride, and you lost to the Orlando Magic, who are a good team. And they were without Franz Wagner. You're not going to compete in this league with Julius Randle. Other teams laugh at Julius Randle. Nobody respects him. I've seen it. I don't need to see it anymore. You won't win with him. You'll win more without him. OG Anunoby had a great game, but only had 11 shots. He needs the ball more. He needs to be more involved. I don't need to see Julius Randle post-ups. I don't need to see Julius Randle ISOs. I don't need to see Julius Randle jacking up threes. I said the same thing about RJ Barrett, and I'm going to say the same thing about Julius Randle. They cannot be on a winning team with a large role. It's time for the Knicks to move him. Dante DiVincenzo also missed a clutch free throw. Unacceptable by him, but I'll give him a little bit of slack, because he played his butt off, and he competes hard as hell. He tries hard. He plays for his teammates, diving in for loose balls, jumping in for rebounds, doing everything he can to help his team win. I can rock with a dude that does that any day of the week. Any dude that plays hard, plays for the Knicks, and plays for their teammates, I'll be a big fan of. Josh Hart didn't give you much tonight. 2 of 7. He's also hurting the Knicks tremendously on offense. He needs to be better, plain and simple. Josh Hart, you're hurting this team. Pick it up. Your contract looks horrible right now. Quentin Grimes, I don't even think he played in the second half. I'm just over it. 13 minutes for Grimes. We've talked about the Knicks have needed a playmaker. We've talked about how the Knicks need another guy off the bench. And Patrick Seaman said it best. The number one problem on this team is Julius Randle. And until you fix that problem, you can add all the glue guys. You can add all the Villanova guys. You can add all the guys that help you improve on the margins. But when your second option is this guy right here, you will lose every single time in the playoffs. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's time. I hope he's traded tomorrow. As always, just want to say thank you guys and appreciate you for tuning in. We're on our way to 33,000 subscribers. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Knicks Now by Chat Sports for free, informative, passion-driven, the stuff you need to hear, not want to hear, Knicks content on YouTube every day.